Hello everyone. Today I'm diving into some insights that I learned from interviewing, international speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs from all over the world. And these are my insights that I gained from speaking to these people, all from different walks of life. Some people, multimillionaires, other people business owners, other people are, coaches flying around Europe, a whole range. And I just wanted to share some of the key insights that I gained. The first one is no matter how successful you are, everyone has challenges. And I'm speaking to these people and I'm thinking, you have a multi-million-dollar empire and they're chatting about the challenges they have. They're sharing their weaknesses, their insecurities. They're saying how they too still struggle sometimes getting up in the morning. They're sharing that they're human. And I think it's so liberating to think that when we look at people and where they are, often we believe that when they get there, we've got no issues, there's going to be no problem. But the truth is, it's a continuous journey. And we're all on the same journey. And it doesn't matter what people perceive you have externally from a successful standpoint. The truth is that we are all creatures, we're all humans, we're all on the same path and journey, and ultimately we will all face different challenges at different stages. And I think it's very liberating to remember we're all human, everyone has challenges, and you're not going to get to a place and have no challenges. Instead, you get to a place and you can better deal with the challenges that you have, which I think is important. It's important to aim to really be able to better deal with that. The next thing is no one has it all figured out. When I'm speaking to people on finances, they're thinking, I don't know. There are so many different variants. There's so many different elements involved. You can't possibly know everything. I speak to coaches, I speak about their journey and they say, I'm constantly reinventing myself. And the truth is that with the speed that the world is now moving, no one can ever have it all figured out ever again. It's not possible. Things change so quickly. Algorithms change so quickly. The experience that we have constantly changes to such an extent that unless we all stay on top of our game, we'll be left behind. So it's really important to constantly, grow yourself, grab a mentor, and to ultimately help you make the small steps forward to really figure it out for yourself. Next. Being a leader is of utmost importance because you never know who is watching. Let me explain what I mean by this. When I was chatting to a couple of the speakers, we spoke about leadership and how leadership, and the analogy that we spoke about is like a conveyor belt. You have a leader here. The best leaders leave a lot of people behind them on the conveyor belt of life. So they're here and they create leaders along the way. These are the best leaders. They lead and they create leaders so that when they fall off the conveyor belt, there are more leaders on there to pass down those leadership skills. And when we think about the impact that we can have on people, sometimes it's just by what we say, what we do, how we act. Sometimes it's just being ourselves. People see that, they model it, and you are in essence being a leader. So for those listening, I really challenge you every single day to think about how are you going to be a leader today, and not wait till the moment that you are given a title of a leader, but instead choose to take the steps necessary in order so that you can better become the leader that you were born to be. I really think it's of paramount importance. Okay, next, everything in self-development has been written before. Everything. It's just repackaged in different ways. And I think this is really nice because everything that you read about, from the old books to the new books, they're all quite similar. 6 principles of this, 8, phrases of this, 10 commandments of that, 9 blah 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 of this. There are all these different factions of the same thing, just reworded and retwigged in different ways. And I think it's of fundamental importance that you understand the overall principles and not get bogged down by the details when you start to dive into self-development. Because a lot of times we read frameworks, we understand this and that, and it's all good and well understanding these surface level things. But you've got to be able to go deep and understand all the principles behind it in order for you to better move forward. For example, when you look at personality tests, right? A lot of the personality tests out there are testing similar traits of the personality. They're just putting it in a different way. They're using a different twist or a framework to allow you to understand it in a different way. And I think it's really, really important to understand that when you look into this self-development world, to pick the gems, pick the golden nuggets that really have value, as opposed to going through 10 books that teach the same principles from a golden book. Just get the golden book and just really understand it in depth. So I really want to focus on depth, not surface. I think that's another really important point. Okay, next. Everyone gets triggered. What differentiates people that are outstanding versus average is how you deal with issues when they arise. So for example, let's say you get a normal person, they get angry, they get stressed. What happens? They get stressed, they get annoyed, and they're like that for the whole day. Outstanding people get stressed, they get annoyed, and they're like, okay, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling annoyed. Maybe it takes them an hour, but that's better than a day. Maybe it takes them half an hour, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. However, outstanding people get very good at, once they get triggered, once they react, once they get stressed, once they get annoyed, once they are in a disempowering state, they can move out of that very quickly. And I think it's important that we continually train ourselves so that we can better deal with issues that arise and maintain a great emotional state no matter what is happening in the external world. Next, this is probably the most important point. You must practice what you... let me try again. You must practice what you preach. Oh yeah, I said it. You must do off stage what you preach on stage, what you share on stage. So for example, I would be out of congruency if I said, I do this in my seminars, you want to get up, do your daily power, think of gratitude, think what you're grateful for, and then get started on your day. If I never did that, I would have no congruency. And I think what is beautiful about the speakers that I spoke to is that they all maintain personal congruency. What they say is what they do. And I think that's very important, that we must choose to follow through on everything that we share. And actually, one of the best seminars I go to is my own seminar where I teach it again, because it reinforces everything that I'm already doing and knowing that I have to consistently reach that standard of a high level. And it's one of the best things to do. So for those listening, I really recommend that you teach some of the things that you really want to drive into yourself, because if you have that personal congruency and that integrity, it'll definitely follow through. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed my insights from these leaders at the online summit. I'm sure you've got your insights too. Message me if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.